to the life of Marcell Q. Burrow. Born on January 18, 1939, in Coleman, Alabama, Marcell Q. Burrow resided in Chattanooga, Tennessee for a little over 30 years and then moved his family to Ooltewah, Tennessee for the last 50 years of his life. Marcell was only 12 years old when he and his two brothers and two sisters lost their dad. Marcel then mowed yards and did odd jobs for neighbors and friends to help his mom make ends meet. No doubt each of his siblings could tell stories of how throughout their childhood they found ways to help their mom and each other when money was tight. With God's help, they not only made it through, but have thrived in life as a result of their resilience. God has truly blessed them. Marcel graduated from Tyner High School in 1958. He joined the Air Force right out of high school, where he spent 4 years as a crew chief, which is an airplane mechanic. In 1962, after serving 4 years in the Air Force, he was honorably discharged. After he got out of the service, he and his younger brother Azel were almost inseparable. Whether they were rabbit hunting or working on something, he was Azel's mentor. They had a special bond their entire lives. Marcel met Liz in 1962. They were a striking couple with their beautiful dark hair, gorgeous blue eyes, and beautiful smiles. They married in 1963. Marcel and Liz have been together through thick and thin. They made a great team and accomplished a lot as a result of their bond. They canned together each year as they enjoyed the bounty of the vegetable gardens he raised. They often would also can with his sister Juanita. Marcel enjoyed spending time with his sister, making special moments during these times together. They shared the love of gardening and raised flowers. They often gave each other plants that they each loved. In earlier years, the entire Burrow family would gather at Juanita and Raleigh's house for Thanksgiving and also Christmas. Their younger sister Virginia often visited during Thanksgiving, and Marcel and Liz always froze okra in preparation for her visits home, for she had moved to California at an early age and did not get okra out there. Marcel and Liz made many a meal and delivered them to friends in need. They would have been married 62 years this November. Together they have created a beautiful home with a beautiful atmosphere for their families and friends to enjoy. They also loved to share in the bounty of Marcel's gardens. They gave produce to many other people through the years, not just Virginia. He was a proud member of the local Ooltewah Hardy's men's group, affectionately called the Romeo Club, and more recently the term Biscuit Brothers was affectionately used. They met on Wednesdays, and he often brought them the produce from his gardens. Marcel was very proud of his three beautiful daughters. In early years, he loved to make up little jingles and sing them with his girls during drives home from school. They will forever have the lines, "Down in the valley with little Miss Allie," stuck in their heads. He lovingly sang this little jingle about Liz, whose first name is Allie. He definitely passed along his great sense of humor to all three of the girls. Marcel and Liz were very supportive when their youngest daughter, Teresa, developed an interest in playing music. To their joy, she took to it quickly. They readily paid for her to be in a strings ensemble for 3 years in elementary school. When she developed an interest in guitars, they bought her an electric guitar and an amp. Marcel paid half the cost of a digital piano that she used for many occasions in her late teens. Because of the support of both parents, she was able to excel in her musical hopes and dreams. She will always be thankful for their encouragement in this way. Marcel was a man who could be counted on in any situation. He was always been the same. What you see is what you get. He was a very hard-working man, and when he had a job to do, you always knew it would be done right. He had a lot of mentors that helped him learn the many skills he had. It was amazing the jobs he tackled. He worked a few jobs, but eventually spent almost 30 years at Combustion, retiring in 1997. Marcel raised, trained, and ran beagles in field trials for over 50 years, which was his favorite pastime. He loved that his oldest daughter, Tina Cannon, entered many of the field trials with him. These times with her meant the world to him. He was also known to take other youngsters under his wing that enjoyed the field trials and running dogs or hunting. He has been known to give away beagles, and he would help the youngsters in any way possible. In late 1999 and early 2000, Marcell oversaw the building of his and Liz's current home. He spent every day making sure everything was done correctly. He helped with laying mountain stone on the house, and after they moved in, he spent over 4 years making rock flower beds around the house and in the yard. Marcell has always loved raising his gardens and his flowers. He's always looked forward to when his daughter Lavonda visited and toured the flower gardens with him. They have always shared the love of all things nature, including the beautiful flowers and the butterflies and hummingbirds that his flowers attracted. He often took walks in the woods with Lavonda in her early years and taught her how to identify trees and the various herbs and other plants native to the area. She still has a love for all these things he has shared with her through the years. Tina often took amazing photos of Marcell's beautiful flower gardens. Photography started for her when he first put a camera in her little hands as a young girl. They took trips together just to enjoy their shared hobby of photography. About 25 years ago, his daughter Tina and her husband Brian built their home near her parents, and Marcell made them a beautiful rock fireplace. It has often been the backdrop of many of Tina's beautiful prints of her photography. Marcell was also a very good artist. Tina and Teresa developed an interest in the subject as a result of their dad's ability to draw and paint. They both have enjoyed these skills for all these years. A little over 7 years ago, Marcell built an 18-foot fireplace and laid mountain stone on the foundation of his youngest daughter Teresa's home. It took a lot out of him at 79 years old, but he completed the task the summer of 2018. He also repaired and added on to his middle daughter Lavonda's rock wall along her and her husband Tim's driveway. He enjoyed giving all of his daughters pots of flowers that he started each year. He was very proud of the work he accomplished and the things he shared with all three girls. Although he originally had thought he would one day have three boys, he was instead blessed with three girls. They had been such a joy in his life, and he loved them so much. Marcell loved all of his family with all of his heart, and there was nothing he wouldn't do for them, or any of his friends for that matter. One friend in particular is April Peregrine. He and Liz called her their fourth daughter. She needed to sell her house one time, so Marcell pruned her crepe myrtles. When finished, they looked like a work of art. Because of his hard work, the house got a contract the next day. He was like a surrogate dad to her. He touched the lives of so many others as well. He truly made a difference. One of the happiest moments during all these years was when he rededicated his life to Jesus and was baptized in July 2016. The family gathered together at Greenwood Baptist that Sunday morning to witness this joyous occasion. The next morning, after Marcell was baptized, he and Liz went to the house Teresa then owned in Trenton, Georgia. They witnessed a wreck as the car straightened out a curve and hit a tree at the neighbor's house. The car flipped upside down. The grandmother, who was the driver, was unconscious, and the car had smoke billowing from it as it started to catch on fire. He and a neighbor, Mr. Leverett, pulled the grandmother and all but one of the grandkids to safety. A baby was in the car seat, and no one could get it out. So Marcell risked his life by climbing in through the back window of the car that was starting to show flames. Mr. Leverett unhooked the seatbelt and Marcell grabbed the baby. He carried the child to a safe area just as the car became fully engulfed in flames. The car was a total loss, but the four kids and their grandmother were saved because of Marcell and Mr. Leverett's valiant efforts. Marcell passed away peacefully on September 15, 2025. After a long battle with cancer, he was surrounded by his family. His wife Liz did everything she could to help him on this difficult journey. She was an excellent caregiver, and he did not hesitate to tell everyone how thankful he was for all that she did after he got so ill. He also had the help of his three daughters and their partners. Something that became very precious and valuable to them along this journey was the quality time they spent with their dad. Each member of the family can now rest, knowing he's no longer suffering. Whenever they feel the sting of death as they grieve, they can look around at his life's work and his legacy and know a part of him is still with them. Plus, they have the hope of seeing him again on the shores of heaven. This is Teresa Burrow, and this was a tribute I wrote for my dad. I would just like to say this. My dad is gone, and I'm relieved he's no longer suffering. But oh, how I miss him in my grief. I'm glad there's hope, though, that I will get to see him again one day. I must cling to this, but heaven seems too far away right now. I'm thankful for my pappy, as I called him, and for everything he has taught me about life and how to overcome struggles. He and Mom have helped me in very many situations that were difficult. Somehow they always made the impossible seem possible. They were a great team. I'm so blessed to be a part of this family. Dear Lord, please take good care of my daddy and help me to be patient in waiting to be reunited with him. In my grief, remind me of memories of him. Remind me to only look around at everything that reminds me he was here and he made a big impact on our family and in my life. I will love and think of you forever, Pappy.